Okay, hello everybody. Basically what I'm doing this video for is just kind of, I've seen a lot of people coming on, trained and untrained. Sometimes you get a little confused with tactics and everything, and sometimes the most basic and simple things. So I'm just going to give you guys a quick rundown today. Might make this little series, show you guys some more in-depth things, get some people involved. But we're going to see how this one goes. So first off, what we're going to do is, I know I've spawned some crates. This isn't all the gear you'll get in-game when you actually come on and play. Today I'll be playing and actually just being a state trooper here in Island Life on Tactical Combat Gaming. I'm going to show you three things today for this short little video. First thing we've got, as you can see, we have some little demos set up. We're going to have a house to simulate this call, and I'll tell you what each call is when I'm going to go to it. So what we're going to do is we're going to get in our Crown Victoria, and we're going to roll. So for our first event, we're going to get told that dispatchers come over the radio and requested our car number or our badge number as we operate to respond to a structure or a dwelling that they believe a suspect is broken into. So what we're going to do is, this is how you should really do it no matter what. You're going to come on, you're obviously coming around down this main road, obviously you'll slow down ahead of the such building, kind of take this turn, and when you take the turn, obviously you want to kind of keep your car visible from on the main street, and obviously you'll be visible on a side street if there is one at the area. A lot of guys, it's preference. You can either put your light bar on code 2. You can do really whatever you want. Now, if you get to the house, and obviously doors are open, you got a situation here. You're going to go in and you're going to end up having to sweep this house because of that. Now, you know, you're by yourself. There's no one here. There's no backup. You got to clean this house yet. Backup could be 5 minutes away. You don't want the guy to get away. So what you're going to do is, I've always done this in cleaning out. Come in, take a little peek inside the window, come to the door. Doors are already open, so you're not doing anything wrong. Come in, quickly clear the front area. You know downstairs this area is clear. Come in, and what we're going to do is we're just going to pie the room. You're going to slowly move around the room, clearing it completely, and then you're going to come back out. So, when you get up the stairs, this is where a lot of people confuse themselves. Some people just go straight up the stairs like this, and around. You open yourself up to a lot of gunfire if there's someone sitting at the top of the stairs. They already know you're here. So what I usually do is, when I'm clearing a stair, I'll hug the wall, come up the stairs, and as I'm coming up the stairs, I'll spin. So on this, by the time I get to this landing, I am looking at this position. I am looking at the top of the stairs. I can see if anyone's in there laying down. And now I'll come up the stairs. Look, literally right there, but now I'm up the stairs. When I pulled in with my car, that door was closed. And that's the front of the structure. Being in a building and clearing it by yourself, you need to know at all times where you are in the structure and where you are and what you've already seen from the outside of the building. I already know that balcony was clear and the door was closed. So I'm going to assume here that it's closed still. So now I got this last room. I can see that that's corner's clear. I'm going to come in and quickly cut right into the middle of the room. Some people don't like this tactic of just coming in. You have that little corner where you can see someone's foot if they're standing there or anything, but you got this dead space here that you can't tell. Now, you see the door open, you presume someone might be out there, so you're going to have to come out and just pop into this area and quickly check the balcony here. So now you know it's clear, you can cancel that call. That's step one. So now I'm going to head back out to the car. Gonna back the car up now. We're gonna go on to our second event. That's a simple house clear. If you show up at a house and there's obviously a door closed, you don't have a reasonable suspicion to actually go in the structure unless you see lights or somebody inside the window, or feel free to go up and knock or whatever you have to do to try to get some attention on the building. Even if you have to hit your air horn and just come on in direct chat and start yelling and seeing if you can get someone's attention if they're there, and just ask if they're there, something to get some attention. Now, the second thing is just a simple traffic stop. I have AI set up here that they're really not doing anything. I'm just going to pull off, and I'm going to take the spot of what this officer would do. So here we see an officer's actually pulled over a white Ford Fusion here on the road on one of the main highways. He's by himself, no other officers here, which is a common situation that happens in every police city or every place in the country. It happens. An officer is forced to do a traffic stop by himself. It always happens. So what's going to happen is your vehicle is going to pull over your suspect or your violation user, or whatever you want to call them, your person of interest, or really, it's really whatever you need him to be, or want him to be at that time. Whatever you want to call him, that's what he is. But he's your person that committed a traffic violation. He didn't use this traffic signal. He ran a red light. Whatever it is, he's the one that did that. And you're pulling him over to give him a traffic citation. So obviously, when you get out of vehicle, you always have to be lenient, because obviously civilians are not always the best people in the world. Many times they're armed and dangerous. So you always have to be conscious of that, but you can't let it get to your head. So now let's act like these people aren't on the side, these AI. We're gonna get in this officer's cruiser. Now, when I show up and I pull somebody over, I pull them over, and by default, your beacon is gonna be this. Or sorry, oops. Well, we'll just go to code 1, and we're gonna set it up off of code 2. So you're gonna see exactly what happens. So when you get code 2, when you come up to somebody, that's what your default lights are gonna be on the rear of your vehicle. Normally that's more than enough. I like, for a little realism, I like to put mine on left or right, my directional bar. And that really tells people that, hey, I'm here, I'm on the side of the road, go around me. You do not have to stop. So when I get out of a vehicle, I always get out, and unless there's a situation I know that's dangerous, I'll always lower my gun. I'll approach the person, I'll ask them to step out of the vehicle, approach them very nicely. Hello, sir, I'm Officer So-and-so with the Island Life State Police. Can you mind stepping out of the vehicle for me, or something on that? And then we'll bring the conversation over here. Staying a little bit away so he can't restrain you. What you're going to do then is you're going to talk to him pretty much and ask him what's going on. Ask him why he did the violation he did and what occurred moments before you stopped him. So this officer will be engaged in that conversation, talk to him, and basically you'll work out the details. You can at that time give him a warning if you feel that's best out of the situation. Sometimes people don't know the law they broke. Sometimes they're not aware that it is a traffic law in other countries, because this is a multinational and international group. So here the officer could give this man a citation for running a red light or running whatever it is. He could be speeding, whatever it is. He'll give this the citation. Now, one thing a lot of officers don't do is, it looks like here the cars are fairly straight. In reality, this cruiser is put off at a slight angle, as you can see from looking down third person. It's a slight angle. And when you get out of your car, you're at that slight angle. If he were to get out of the car shooting, you'd have that position that you're somewhat protected by gunfire. You are in the ability, and you're in the position here, that you can kneel down and engage the suspect, and you're mostly covered by your car. Remember, your car is there to protect you. Some people don't understand that. Some people don't think that. They think their car's their lifeline. Car's relatively cheap than some of the gear you could be wearing at the time of the incident. So really, it's just that fact that people need to understand their car is actually a piece of equipment, a defensive weapon, you could say, when it gets into a situation of a traffic stop or a firefight. Now we're going to go to the last situation, which is rather, sometimes now it's becoming more common in life servers, but it's always been rarity compared to this typical traffic stop, which happens multiple times each game. So now, we have officers ahead of us that have stopped the vehicle for a suspecting of, let's say, drugs or narcotics, or they're suspecting that occupants might be involved in a murder or a homicide. We're going to go up and support them. So they're up here. Remember, these guys, just AI, they're not armed, they don't have any weapons or anything. What you can do is you're going to come behind. You're not going to want to come up and swing around. You're not going to want to do anything. You're just going to want to come up behind them, leaving room. You don't have to leave. Leaving room is obviously better. And you're going to move into position. Now, if you were to get here and this was ongoing, and this is at this stage, you would realize that the suspect is already out of his vehicle. There'd be 4 officers with guns. You now need to find a spot. Obviously, some people would go and do this, and be way out here and think this tree's great cover. Oh, I'm on the side. Oh yeah, look at this, great spot. I got a clear shot. If anyone's there to come and save this man, you're in the open. You're gonna get hit. The best spot I usually do if I come in a situation like this is just hang back. Every officer does not have to be in that front zone at all. I mean, you might find it best just to hang off to the side of the vehicle And I like to use the stances to my advantage. So I'm just going to bump my stance up, get a little bit higher with the kneel, and I'm out a little bit in the open, but not too bad. I'm not in this officer's line of fire, he's not in mine, and I have a clear shot on the suspect. Obviously, if when the contact officer comes into play here on to go and apprehend and to detain or arrest him, you should take his spot. If there's an officer and you're capable of it, take his spot on the line and back him up. He's probably going to be in the best spot. So what's going to happen, I'm just going to show you each spot. So this officer was the driver of the second Crown Vic. This is the second car. This is the second car that was on scene, the second officer to arrive on the location for the stop. He gets out here. Now, he'll get out, and let's say he's only out with a pistol. That's all he has. He only has a taser on him. So, you'll set up, and this is kind of your view. We're just going to stand in front so it's a little bit just disordered, but you got this. You got this view. You got him right there. You're going to be, obviously, when you get here, the suspect's still in the car. You're here. You're telling him, the contact officer's going to be telling him what to do. He's going to be getting him out. He's going to tell him to back up to a position, and you're always going to have your sights on the back. A lot of people say, oh, I'm going to go for the headshot. The headshot, it's a great spot. It will drop anybody instantly. But there's that chance you miss. You're only at this range. You're at about 5 meters away from this man. You have a chance of missing. But a back shot at this range, you have a very slim chance of missing. A back shot will do the same damage when you put 7 rounds into his back in a short amount of time as 1 round to the head will do. It will drop him. So that's your position. Now what we're going to go back to the other officers. Mr. Tahoe could be the third officer on scene, let's say. He'll come here, he'll move up, he'll be this spot, this man's spot. He'll be at the back of this cruiser, and he'll be at a position where, now he has the line of sight. He's one of the most protected men here. He can actually, no matter what, there's a slim chance that this guy gets out of his car with a weapon, of being hit. Always being able to do it. Once again, aim for the back. The back is my sweet spot. I aim for the center mass. I have always done that since I've been in Milsim. I've always aimed for center mass unless I've been a sniper. Center mass is always a good chance of hitting the suspect. But that's where you'll stand. You'll be once again just a cover officer. The fourth, which was driving this beautiful Explorer, comes here to the back of the first car. He sets up and does the same thing. He has the shot. Once the guy gets to here, he kind of loses the shot a little bit, but you can always step out a little bit. You can do a little lean action, whatever you feel comfortable doing. I mean, leaning from this position to here, you don't really gain a ton, but then again, you could always take a step out and you just gain this entire back spot to aim at. This spot just opens the suspect right up to anything you have to give at him. Now, you can see here, I've done the same thing I did on the last stop. Is I positioned my car, if I was the first officer, at a slight angle. I have my directional going left, and I am out of the car. This is my spot. I am the contact officer unless the supervisor comes on scene to take that spot. I'm here, and I'm telling the subject what to do. When it comes to the point that someone needs to put handcuffs on him, I'm going to be the one to move up with my gun drawn and restrain him at this point. That's my position. That's my job. And you will then be able to begin your investigation safely, and you'll be all, hopefully, still in one piece. If anything, the suspect will be deceased or wounded if he decides to engage back at officers. So that's just a quick video, guys. I'm thinking if you had a lot of good reviews on this, I'll do this maybe a couple times, showing different tactics. Maybe I'll even do some civilian tactics. I don't know yet. Just give me some feedback, guys. Anything's good. Yeah, so have a good night, and I hope to see you guys on the server. Alright, sweet. Peace.